Okay, so I'm using Anastasia Brow collection. So like the Brow Wiz, the powder, and I'm also using matte concealer in the Pro Concealer and Correct palette. So right here, I'm just going to go to the bottom of my brow, and I'm just kind of outline of where I kind of want my brow to kind of just, start as a baseline. Usually you want to finish it out all the way, to the tail, and you want to kind of blend slightly like in the front of the brow. But I'm just finishing out the tail. Now I'm just going a little bit and tracing a little bit on the top just to kind of see where I want the peak and the arch to kind of just flow into. With this, you want to do short, small strokes. You don't want to just go all the way, across, and that'll kind of just give you a little bit more of a feather-like brow. My hair is pretty full in the middle and the front of my brow, so I'm just going to brush up and over just to kind of have my hairs going in the same like direction. So once I usually like go over it with the brow wiz, and that one's in a soft brown, I'll next go in with the powder. I'm using a Morphe brush, and with this I'm just kind of filling in the part of my tail, and this is just help to define it a little bit more, especially like when you take pictures. That'll kind of help it a little bit better. So same exact thing, you want to just do small strokes. And I'm just filling in where I have just a little bit of hair like that is kind of sparse, and I'm just kind of filling in. Next, I'm going into NC42. This is just a little bit lighter than my brow shade, and I'm just taking a flat brush to just, kind of clean it up a little bit. And this is kind of like the part where I spend like most of my time going a little bit slower than, doing everything else. So with this part, I'm just taking the concealer and just kind of like sculpting everything out and just really defining it. So one thing to always remember, like when you're doing your brows, they're sisters, not twins. They're not going to be exactly perfect. But I'm just still going in with the concealer and just still just trying to clean it up slow as possible just to make sure my lines are very precise. Now I'm just going in over the top and still just cleaning everything up. And then you can already see that it's starting to just really just shape and define any like mess ups, and I'm just cleaning everything up. So you can really see like just adding the concealer really does make a difference. I like using the NC42 in MAC Pro Palette Concealer just because it's not too light, but it's not blending in with my actual skin tone. But you can always do a shade like lighter or the natural shade, or you can just use your foundation just to clean this up. But I just like using the concealer because I feel like it really just defines and sculpts everything out. I'm just going back in with the Brow Wiz on the spoolie, and I'm just still just kind of blending my hairs up and over just to still give it a natural look. Okay, so I'm just like just finishing everything up, just going back in with the brow powder just to kind of just define the bottom line just a little bit more. This part isn't kind of like necessary, but I just always like to go back in to the front of the brow just to make sure everything's somewhat blended out. So now you want to just double check and go back in from your nose. Just go straight up. That's where your brow should start. And then just go in through your pupil and just go through the angles. And your brow should end right where your eye cuts through at the end to make sure your tail's in place. When trying to find the perfect shade for your brows, you always want to look at your roots. I would never recommend like black pencil or powder. I just feel like it looks too harsh. Um, so always just look at your roots and just do like a soft brown or a dark brown if you have black hair. So I'm just going back in and just making sure everything is even at this point. Just cleaning everything up to make sure I have like my arch and everything is more uniform as close as possible. Just still blending and making sure I blend out any harsh lines that still might be there. And usually I'll just always just really make sure at this point right here that everything is just blended out right in the front, and that everything is not too sharp because I want it to still look natural. So I'm just going in with my fingers and just blending and just pulling extra product that I just can like see for sure, just to kind of make it more natural. So like if you take pictures, then you'll still be okay. Now I'm just going in with setting powder, and this is just to keep everything in place. Sometimes this is optional, so I don't do it every day, but I do like to always try to make sure, if possible, that I can just set it with this setting powder just to hold everything in place. So I hope this video helps you guys to how to turn your regular brow into a wow brow. So just always, leave me comments below if you have any questions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, you guys.